It's hard to express how excited all of us at Bethesda are to be here with you today. We're so grateful you're spending the time, and we know you've waited a long time to finally see Starfield. It's easily our most ambitious game ever. Like our previous games, it's an epic role-playing game where you get to be who you want and go where you want. But this time, you'll be exploring space. So let's jump right in.
Welcome to Between the Joysticks. Press start and then we're off. Nick and John, they've got the sauce. Breaking news and some hot takes. Even if there's some mistakes, Nick is captaining the ship, while John gives thoughts straight from the hip. But when their powers combine, we're all in for a hell of a time. Between the Joysticks, it's the best. Up to 6 things they will address. Tell all your friends and settle in. Between the Joysticks now begins.
Hello there, and welcome to episode 171 of the video game podcast Between the Joysticks. On this episode, John is going to be quizzed with a hot take, a bunch of questions about the video game industry, but John's a big boy. I think he can handle it.
I'm about to be embarrassed.
I'm going to embarrass you, Barry. Also, Starfield is finally announced for PlayStation 5. There are some interesting details to chat about that. And we are going to end on some listener emails. All that and much more on this episode of Between the Joysticks. I'm your host, Nick, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, John. Hi, John.
Hi, Nick. What's up, man?
I'm tired.
Yeah, you're telling me. You're telling me, my guy. I was just bitching to you here over the last 30 minutes about how baseball season's kicked off and how all of this stress has been introduced into my life, but none of it is due to the sport. It's jerseys and what are we doing about this and hotels and oh god, kill me.
Yes, it's the logistics around it. Just get me on the field already.
Yeah, unnecessary stress.
I understand. Yeah, obviously before we record, we obviously test the microphones and it turns into an event session of whatever's going on. It's
I'm either talking Nick off a ledge, he's talking me off a ledge, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Whatever's needed.
If those recordings ever get out, usually there's a lot of negative things in there.
You gotta flush it. You gotta flush it. Flush it down.
Exactly. Yeah, we try to get it all out before we record the episode. So we bring our happy, smiling, on faces instead of
well,
and the world bringing us down.
The beautiful thing about that is it doesn't take much. You start talking video games and things fade away. Usually.
Yeah, that's why I like doing the podcast.
If we're talking about the recent release of MLB The Show 26, and I'm about to not.
What's wrong with? Go ahead. What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just more baseball talk, and it's gonna get me to think about baseball things, and I'm gonna get stressed.
Oh, okay.
So I'm saying we're not doing that.
So you're just saying it because it's related to your real life.
Yes.
There's nothing related to the game that you have.
Well, I mean, they did seemingly want to announce Tarek Skubal as the cover, and then pulled that away because he is probably not going to stay with my boys, but
Still, they should have given it to him.
Yeah, they should have.
It would have been awesome. But you got anything else? Should we get into the show?
Yeah, last week we joked about how it'd be a quick show, and then it turned out to be an hour and 45.
Right. So we probably should get into it.
We could probably get into it.
All right. If you're just joining us or you're a returning listener, this is how the show works. John and I can both bring up the 3 things to talk about for a total of 6 things. It can be a video game we're playing, a news item, a topic, but it can also be an email from you, the listener. We're going to read one of those later in the show. Our email address is betweenthejoysticks@gmail.com. Our Twitter account is @joystickspod. Follow us there for updates on the show. And finally, we have a YouTube page, Between the Joysticks. Comment there on any of our videos to be read on the show. Let's kick things off with the quote-unquote big news item.
Yes.
Starfield. Boy.
What's that, Nick?
It's a game that came out in 2023 from Bethesda, the makers of Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, and other titles. This was the big Xbox exclusive back in 2023. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was this game that caused Microsoft to go down the route to purchase Bethesda because there were talks that Starfield was going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that was rumored and all, but again, we know what happens. Microsoft bought Bethesda. Starfield became an Xbox exclusive. And I think this was, when that was announced, this was the one that hurt at the time.
Yeah.
that as PlayStation fans that we are, we were going to lose, the opportunity to play this on PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, this was the absolute biggest game that was a part of that entire deal. Who doesn't want to explore a land like Skyrim in space?
Right.
Luckily for us, it turns out that's not quite what this game was. So, maybe a little bit easier after the fact. However, it was one that I remember when it was coming out. There was not concern, but just like, oh, this could be the one that starts to swing momentum back towards Microsoft. Like, if they can get this to land, if this can be a Fallout 3, a Skyrim level Bethesda experience, that's going to get a lot of people on the PlayStation side to just pony up the money to buy an Xbox pretty quickly. And so, yeah, it was very much one of the hypest games of the year. The most hyped games of the year, for sure.
Right. And then here we are now. Obviously all the Microsoft exclusives are coming to other platforms, and this was kind of, I think, the last big one, maybe like a Gears 5 or Halo Infinite, some may argue, but this was a big one that I thought people were waiting for. We'll get more into that, but to come to PlayStation. And here we are, coming April 7th to PlayStation at an interesting price point. $50 for the base version of the game, and then $70 for the premium edition, which includes all the DLC that has come out, and a couple little added things, creation credits and all that stuff. Where do you want to start with this, John?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
you want to talk about the price? Is that it?
I mean, I have famously said that games that are priced at $50 are not going to be good. So, I mean, we can definitely. We can start there. I mean, that should be a quick one. Yeah, I mean, $50. Do you think that's more of a? Is that more Microsoft not believing that this game is going to sell very well on PlayStation, or is that a gesture of goodwill? Like, what is that?
I think it's to competitively price it, for sure, because just anecdotally, I know we talked about how don't read comments. Boy, every time. And because this has been rumored for a while, anytime the rumors are up, and even on the official announcement, man, the at least the immediate Reddit reaction is pretty soft, pretty poor on this game. And I think a lot of people have turned around on this game, despite it being an 85 at launch. It feels like the community, the gaming community as a whole, outside of a few outliers, which I want to get to, are not that enamored with Starfield, and a lot of it has to do with the things that had come with Bethesda games. I played Oblivion last year, and a lot of the issues there are in this game. A lot of load screens, sparse environments, and then in Starfield itself is just a bunch of randomly generated planets with not a lot to do. So you find yourself fast traveling all over the place, and then the whole idea of I get a quest, I get in my spaceship, I fly to the planet, land on the planet. That kind of isn't how the game actually is. Once you're in the loop, it's just fast travel, load screen, and the community kind of has now since turned on the game.
Yeah.
To, like I said, to this reaction to, like I said again, a big Xbox exclusive coming to PlayStation, a big Bethesda game, at one point one of the premier developers, Skyrim is probably one of the best-selling games ever. Just kind of a soft thing here.
Yeah, I think Starfield is the unfortunate consequence of being a Bethesda product, like you mentioned, but I think on top of it having the bugginess and the things that come with just being a Bethesda product, it also is a victim of expectations. I mean, there are certain studios out there that just, unfortunately, you've created such good games in the past that when you talk about games in a certain way, and Starfield was absolutely, they were talking about this as being alongside Fallout and Elder Scrolls, not just kind of being a side-off thing, but like, here's our space version of what we do.
Right.
You're going to get people to obviously think that they're going to get a new experience like that, and they didn't. That's not to say that this is a bad game, but if this game had come out from a different studio and it wasn't tied to Bethesda, I think people would be thinking about it much differently. But I'm glad you brought up Reddit comments. I don't think Reddit comments either are indicative of what the general populace is going to think, but I do think this other review platform is, honestly, I'm becoming more and more, I check it more and more because I do find it is almost often spot on, which is Steam reviews. And right now it sits at mixed for recent and overall. And mixed is not a great spot to be in on Steam. So, there's definitely issues that people have with it. I think you mentioned, just the not having as much space to just walk in one direction and see what happens as you do in Skyrim, right? That's where the magic of that game comes in. It's not from, sneaking around with a bow and arrow and like waiting, and doing the triple damage thing that we all love to do as assassin elves.
Yeah.
It's the awe and the wonder, and when you break that up with
it's going in a direction, and all of a sudden I'm in the Thieves Guild quest line, and it's like it just happens, and it's like it even though it is intentional, it kind of makes the story more personal because everyone starts Skyrim and goes in different directions, and you might go, I can't name a single Skyrim location anymore.
Nope.
Like you might run to Whiterun right away, and I might go to the Mages Guild, and we have this completely different story that's generated because and then
Winterhold.
And then you talk about all the different places you run into in between, right? Just like the whole I got a question mark, and that seems pretty close. Let me go see what that is. And it's like, I ran into some god, and now I'm on this crazy quest. Not that I don't think Starfield has those things. It's just like you said.
I still remember booting up Oblivion in 2006 and not knowing what I'm doing and stumbling across random cave, going to random cave, and I got like a sword that carried me for the next 15 levels. And I'm sure that happens too in like Starfield, but like just that sense of like, oh my god, I can't believe that's what was in here. So yeah, it's I think this one's got a not a rough launch, but like it's not gonna do anything, I think, on PlayStation personally.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
it's interesting. I'm curious. It's hard to say. I don't know.
I mean, it might be one of those like, it sold 1 million, 2 million on the platform, but like it's not going to get a revival of people talking about this game. I don't think it's not going to convert people that were maybe on the fence before. I tried it on Xbox for 5 hours. Let me try it again. I think it's one of those games that when you start playing it, like you're going to know pretty quickly this is what it is, and you're either in or you're out. Are you in?
Okay, good. That was I was going to ask you. Man, I don't know. There's a lot of factors. A is like, where will I be on April 7th, right? Like game-wise, will I be looking for a game or not?
Or are you balls deep in the desert, Crimson Desert?
Yeah, Crimson Desert or Space Marine 2 or some other game, or am I just going to wait for Saros later that month? I don't know. But also, I played Oblivion last year, and that kind of changed my mind a bit. Like, I thought Oblivion was really fun, and despite all the load screens, I thought the writing and where quests went was interesting and exciting, and I know that Starfield has that too. And then you have, we don't talk a lot about other podcasts here, but you have Kind of Funny, and I don't know if you followed like Greg Miller in this game, right? It was his game of the year.
Oh, really?
He loves this game. It might be considered one of his favorite games of all time. So he evangelizes this game in his playthrough and his connection with his character, and it sounds great. Like if the game could catch me like it did him, I would be, I'm all for it. And again, now at $50, I mean, that's pretty appetizing, So I don't know. Probably I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, the perk system looks fun. Like you kind of pick all your like traits. You can choose we've talked about you can choose if you have like parents and stuff, and that becomes just a normal amount of gameplay. Like you can send money back to them, and it just sounds like it could be a great spot to just role play and get lost. And I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I would imagine. I can't see you picking this up on launch. I think either Crimson Desert or you'd probably just be like, I'm just going to wait for Saros. Would probably be my guess, but
Yeah.
know,
Crimson Desert reviews come out tomorrow after we record. We'll see where that lands.
Yeah, I mean, people, it's keeps passing all these little checks. I feel like these skill checks. It's like, it's like, all right, and you passed that one. Why do you keep passing these skill checks? We were expecting you to fail at some point, but it doesn't seem to have yet. So, yeah, Nick might be.
Yeah, look up a trailer of Crimson Desert if you haven't seen it already. It is everything. Everything you could possibly imagine in a video game. It's like a high-end Tears of the Kingdom is like the closest thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Tears
of the Kingdom
graphically,
meets Red Dead meets Witcher meets Anthem.
Right.
You're flying around.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in the game, and what John's alluding to is because of that, it is getting skill checked, as you mentioned. People are afraid of its performance and how it will run on consoles, so they've had to kind of the developer Black Pearl or
Pearl Abyss.
Pearl Abyss. Black Desert is their MMO they did. Pearl Abyss has kind of had to put out videos and put out kind of things that like squell all this, like, not say like unwarranted, but people are particularly worried about this game being the next Cyberpunk for
the performance. It's like, and the performance isn't even for me like where I kind of like start getting a little like side-eyed at it.
Pearl Abyss.
It's Pearl Abyss, and it's also when I look at this game, I think of if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Right.
It's like there's no way you do all of this stuff well. Maybe you guys do, and I eat crow, but I can't imagine that it's all as good as it looks. But I've been wrong before.
Yeah, and
Claire Obscure.
And for a lot of people, by the time you listen to us, you'll know. Reviews will be out. But, so for Starfield, I just don't know. But I'd probably. Okay. I mean, $50 for this game
for
is
a big tentpole
pretty
Bethesda thing.
Yeah, is not bad. I think Oblivion was 50 or
it was
40.
Yeah, Oblivion was 52.
Yeah, so
50 as well.
So yeah, they're competitively pricing it. It is a good game. It's not.
You don't know that.
I would like.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah, court of public opinion, not so great. But as we keep talking about gamer expectations, it was 2 shows ago we were predicting the next God of War might be, but and then expectations get out of control, and with unfortunately that I think that's the victim here with Bethesda. It's a good game. It's just not, as we talked about at the start of this, what expectations were for the next big game from Bethesda. So.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What was the date? April 7th?
Yep, April 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a nice little window. So that's the other part of it. It's sneaking itself in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm most curious, like, if the gunplay feels good, like, I could see it just being fun clearing out bases. I just, like, how long would I want to continue to just clear out bases and stuff,
right.
And then next planet. I am a sucker for good environments, though, so, if, like, ooh, this is a desert planet with cool things and it looks like Utah, and this is a frozen planet, like, that kind of stuff's cool. Right. I could just see myself, I would absolutely be one of those, like, after 8 hours, I'd be like, I've had enough of this. Like, there's no way I would see this whole thing through.
Yeah. It doesn't look like a game for you anyway.
No. And even watching the trailer, a lot of emphasis on, like, building up your crew members and this is your space. Look at your ship with your buddies. And like, I don't care. Like, that was I've said that on the show. I hated going back in Mass Effect and talking to everybody. It's like, what do I have to talk to you guys every single time? Oh my God. So, not for me.
Wow. You do my boy Garrus like that.
Yeah. Who was the Mordu? He's like a fast talking. I liked him. Mordau. Come on.
Yeah, I'm spacing on his name. I
thought the more would at least get you there.
That is how his name. It starts with that, but I don't remember. Morden? Is it Mordin?
Sounds right. I'm trying to find Caden, Ashley, Garrus, Rex. Liara, Miranda.
You're going through the first game? Okay.
Morden. No. Yeah, okay, you got it, Morden. I liked him. He was cool.
Yeah. I think this is it. I don't have much more to add. I guess we'll see when the game comes out and where I'm at, and maybe I'll bring it to the show.
Yeah, but at that point,
it does have some history on this show because we talked about it on our very first episode.
On the very first one?
Yeah, because that was the first time it was shown.
Okay. Sonic and Starfield, the very first episode.
Yeah, Sonic
remember
Frontiers
that.
and Starfield.
I remember Sonic Frontiers was a thing.
So
I still feel like my son might enjoy that, but
is this it though? Is there any? I know it's not it, but I know there for as far as Xbox exclusives left. It's like Ori is like
yeah,
it.
yeah, like the easy ones. No, it's Ori, it's Halo Infinite, and a Gears no, I mean we have a Gears property now.
Yeah. So Gears 5.
I don't think Gears 5 is whatever. Like
Right.
I don't think people were like, "Oh my god, Gears 5 is a return to form." I was like, "Yeah, it's good, but
Right.
you don't need to it's not better than 1 or 2." So, yeah, I would just say a big boy Halo game is probably it,
Okay.
and we got Forza. Yeah,
Well, I'm talking about like legacy. Like what left? What is there left to port over?
Master Chief, but they're not doing that cuz they're remaking them.
Right.
So Infinite, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is I just again more salty about those Ori games. Those would be such fun little platinums, I'm sure. I love Metroidvania platinums.
All right. Are you ready? We can move on to the next segment.
Yeah.
All right. We have a fun segment here. We're just calling it hot takes, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask John a series of questions. He has not seen them before, but he's just gonna have to answer right away. Not a lot of time to think about it. Again, as listeners know, John is an expert. He's a big boy. I think he can handle it. I don't think there's any questions I'm going to give him here that he's going to be like, I don't know.
Who's that?
So, we'll start with one I've asked you before. This is one of the questions I really wanted to ask you and get a little further depth on is when was the golden age of gaming?
So hard because nostalgia is such a thing.
Yeah. And I want you to think of try not and lean on nostalgia.
For sure.
I don't want you to be like, well, it was this era because I was, 11 years old and time was infinite and I could just spend time playing games all the time.
I think I have an answer. And am I allowed to have like a 5-year window, 6-year
Sure,
window?
whatever you want.
It's like 1998 to 2004. It's in there. It's when 3D gaming transitioned into becoming the mainstream format, which allowed narrative games to kick off, which allowed new experiences like World of Warcraft to expand themselves and really start to ingratiate itself into the pop culture a lot more. I mean, I think you could make an argument that like the Super Nintendo Genesis area was like a big important moment because games were kind of dying prior to that. The arcades were a thing, obviously, but it wasn't until Super Nintendo and Genesis kind of like initiated the console wars that people really started to get into it. And you had some of the best games of all time with like Super Mario World, Sonic franchise. Not that that's one of the best games of all time, but iconic. But I think that next leap that happened when you start to talk about the Ocarina of Times, the Tony Hawk Pro Skaters, Metal Gear Solids, Final Fantasy kind of kicking off into its next phase with having these big, meaty stories that people can really start to get attached to characters with. That's probably a big part of it is like you can start to finally get attached to characters with that. And I think that was also just nice because it was like pre-microtransactions, pre-greed, kind of like we're just here to try and make new dope experiences for people. And I think you can look back at whenever you hear like what's the best year of gaming or what are the best games of all time, you're always going to get a 1998 or something like that with like those games always being mentioned. So I would say it's that late 90s, early 2000s probably.
Yeah, I mean you fit in the launch of Xbox Live, which was a big deal, is for the future of online gaming.
Yeah,
that fits into there, and yeah, that's a good window, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Good reasoning. Okay. Mm-hmm. I don't believe you, but
what's your answer?
I mean, it's now.
It's now.
It's always now.
It's not now.
Games are more.
They're better than ever, but it's not now.
Okay, fine. You're just so jaded now. You're just adult and jaded. You can't feel that joy you once felt anymore.
No, I can't. But
games are. I mean, not only are indie games just incredible, despite I'm not the indie guy on the show. Mm-hmm. Games are so accessible too. When you think about like the options you get when you just launch a game. As far as, I'm not talking about like graphics, I'm just saying like accessibility, the ability to drop down difficulty, to drop it up instantly, and all the color options, all the like, it's just games are more accessible. The weird controllers that Xbox and PlayStation have, and that games come out all the time that are really good, all the time.
There's a good counterpoints. It's funny you bring this up because I was actually having a conversation earlier with some of the guys here at work about how I kind of lament the days of like getting excited when certain channels that you liked were running something you were excited to watch, right? And how like, today is great because I can just turn on my TV and I can watch any Disney thing I've ever wanted, anything that's ever been on HBO I can watch, and I kind of lament the old ways, and that's just me being an old man. But it's like the accessibility is great, but I kind of liked it back when it was like every big release was like, it felt bigger, and like you didn't get just the shitty people who are just like, well, yeah, that's popular, so I'm gonna shit on it, and like just all that back and forth talk. Like games, can be better now, but I think it was just such a good moment in time with what we had and excited about the future and all that stuff. Like I don't feel like many people are ever excited about the future now, right? It's always just like, how are companies going to fuck us over?
Right.
What are we going to lose?
Right.
As opposed to just like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what the next Grand Theft Auto is going to be or whatever the case. So, yeah.
And I agree. I hate comments. Like people should be. Let's be honest. People should be excited. Starfield is coming to PlayStation at a reduced price, but nobody cares.
But I think that's because things are so accessible,
right?
Like
right.
it's just there's so much that we just kind of go like, look at me, right? I got the Steam Deck at my fingers. It's like right. I don't know where
hey, you're
to
spoiled.
Go. Yeah. So sometimes I liked being like restricted in a way, which is counter. People don't want to be restricted, but it's just like, I don't know.
Right.
Felt like such a good thing. But anyway, let's move on. Otherwise, I'll kind of continue to talk about this one probably forever.
Well, you made me think about it. It's like, well, yeah, now as an adult, gaming is so much different because I don't have any restrictions. I typically don't second guess buying games as opposed to when I was younger and money was, a lot less.
Oh, no. I can't believe I purchased... I can't think of a bad game right now. Like a bad old game.
Right. Oh, there are plenty, but...
Yeah. State of emergency.
All right. We can move on to the next question.
Okay.
Should all $70 games have demos? Should any game priced $70 and above be required to have a demo?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. Why not?
I think...
I mean, just what was it, last week you were saying how, what's great about Steam? Lots of demos.
Yeah, there's lots of demos, and it's always cool to check one out. But like, no, I don't think that a development team should have to set aside resources to flesh out a demo. And I think I don't think we need more things. Like I just it's gonna start to muddy it. It's going to cause developers to, I don't know. We're going to make I could see that getting shitty too. It's like, we're going to make a demo that's not truly indicative of our experience because we want to sell it more and things like that, where it's like demos that are made now seem like it's just like a good faith thing. It's like, we want you to check out our game. Like I checked out Replace the other night. It's like, I think they're just like, here's the first little part of the game. Here you go.
Oh, okay. You checked out Replaced?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. I didn't finish it. I'm not a demo guy. Like I never beat them. I just always like, all right, let me check it out. And then I move on.
Okay, what are your thoughts on Replaced? Just dropping this news on the show.
Like I said, man,
listeners, he doesn't tell me anything.
I hated how it felt, and so I turned it off after 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was very, very sluggish, like very slow. So it's like it's pretty, it's cool, graphics look
that's
good,
for sure.
But like, the combat stuff they're initiating, lots of parrying and stuff. I just didn't like the slowness of it. Felt like the guy weighed 1,000 pounds.
Okay. That's interesting. That's Darwin's Paradox. When I played the demo for that, it was the same thing. It was the sluggish weightiness of the character that I just couldn't.
Yeah, it was yucky. So didn't even want to keep going with it.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Next question. Witcher 3 is rumored to getting DLC 11 years after the release of Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
What 10-year-old game would you want to get DLC now?
Oh, 10 years old. Okay.
Bloodborne.
I mean, you can just answer my questions for me. Yeah.
First, he's got to remember what games came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, Nier Automata. But I'm just pulling at things I love. Shit, I'm trying.
Don't overthink it. Again, hot takes, man.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think of like the games that are good for DLCs being like big open world games and stuff from back then. 2017. God of War, the first one.
2018's God of War?
Yeah. I don't know what you would do. I'm just trying to think of 10-year-old games.
Well, you make a prequel DLC where you play as Faye, and then you go, oh, this would make a great game on its own. And you go that route.
Yeah. Or like some sort of like Baldur tracking down Kratos could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
If there was like some sort of way, like where like the moment that Baldur finds out, this guy's in his realm, and he's like
just him
trying to
walking
hunt him
around
down
killing
and
Draugr and whatnot.
yeah, and like he's obviously powerful as shit, so like that would be kind of dope.
Yeah, DLC where you play as the villain is some good stuff.
Some sort of DLC for Middle Earth: Shadow of War where I get to like actually do some of the fights from like the main movies would be really cool. Like if you can just like give me that combat style.
Battle of Helm's Deep.
But let me do Helm's Deep, or let me do I'm such a bad Lord of the Rings fan. The Battle of Numenor, I think is what it is, which is the big one with the elephants and like at the end of the third game or third movie. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. Was the God of War trilogy announcement too early?
Oh.
Oh, good. I got that reaction from him. That's a good question. Again, announced at the last state of play that we are getting Sony Santa Monica's remaking the first 3 God of War games.
I think that'll be a next fall thing if I were to just try and stamp something on it. No, I think it's appropriately really. It's in that, Wolverine was too early, right? Like, I think 2 years is kind of my cutoff for announcements. I think that's still too early if you do it, but if you got a big thing and if you can release it within 2 years, I think that's where you start to kind of go like, okay, that's fine. But we're
it's
talking.
It's gonna feel too early, especially if Sony Santa Monica announces this next game soon.
Yeah,
and that's the next thing coming from them, not this. That it would be like, well, why announce this before that one? It's kind of
Especially if it's not, you can't say like, well, we had the 2D God of War to release, so we wanted to announce it alongside of it. It's like, no, that game kind of sucked, so you didn't have to. You didn't have to do that. No, I think it'll be fine. Sony. The only time I've ever caught Sony, I feel like announcing games too early is when Marvel's attached to it, because you know how Marvel likes to do things. And they love to have their roadmaps and lead ups way in advance. So,
and I want to say Disney because they do that with Star Wars too.
Yeah, Disney. Fair point.
And I guess this question is riding on, well, if God of War trilogy releases, in 2030, maybe you'll be like, yeah, it was way too early.
Right. That's why I think I think we'll see it in next fall or something like that.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be much more than that, because they're pretty narrow games. Like they can't be too much to remake, I would think.
Okay.
But
all right. Next up, what video game is under the radar? Upcoming video game is under the radar, and people should be keeping an eye on it that aren't.
Saros. Like I think that Saros is going to be really popular amongst us hardcore guys.
Yeah,
the people that
it's going to be forgotten this year.
Yeah, 100%. And there's going to be a lot of people that they love to play the big new AAA thing and be like, what is this weird thing? And they're not going to kind of understand the loop of it. But like because Returnal was that. Returnal was exactly that, where it's like when you talk to people nowadays on thinking back of this generation, like what's the hidden gem? Everybody always Returnal.
Right.
And we were championing it the moment we played it. And I think when people do finally get their hands on it, they're always like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And so maybe it's not super under the radar, but it's under the radar enough that there's not going to be enough people playing it.
Yeah. And I mean, even when you talk about PlayStation, it's between Marathon and Wolverine right now.
Yeah.
Like it is like sharing spotlight with some other PlayStation exclusives too. It's probably a good answer. I mean, Saros is just one of those games. Is like you just have to get that gameplay in front of everybody, and they'll just go, "Holy shit, what is this?" Because it's just so fast, so tight,
feels so good,
and looks so good. Yeah.
I think another one too is it's got a little bit of remains to be seen, but people are going to probably want to pay attention to Zero Parades. I don't remember the subtitle after the fact.
Yeah.
But that's going to be one that people are going to see the title of, and they're going to be like, what is that? I don't really quite know. And then even if you tell them it was made by the guys who made Disco Elysium, they'll be like, what's Disco Elysium?
Right.
Probably.
Right.
But it could have the potential to come out and be one of those like, oh my God.
This is a Game of the Year nominee.
Right. If somehow that development team didn't get blown apart enough, that it makes an impact, because they had that famous story with their leadership leaving. Yeah, I think that one also.
Those are good choices. I instantly thought you would say Big Walk.
Oh yeah, I am excited about Big Walk, especially after like my little loving, playing Arc Raiders with people that like don't want to hurt me, So it's like it'd be. I don't know if it's I should look into it if it's like just the people you're playing with or if there will be other people inhabiting. I don't think there's other people around.
I don't know.
I think
hard
it's
to
just
say.
your 4, but it'd be kind of great if like.
I feel like it's both.
Okay.
This is the vibe I get from how many like people are on screen usually, and like
I hope
in
so.
the distances that are on the map. Like the map looks very large.
Because with like the audio design that they were doing for the game, right, where it's like you're in a cave, you're wherever. It'd be funny to see a guy and be like, "Hello," like just way in the distance, and I don't know, you draw a dick on a thing and you hold it up, and so you can draw on your. I don't know if you can draw anything you want or if it's like preloaded things, but just be kind of funny.
Okay.
I could see that being fun.
All right.
Bubsy 4D. There's my final answer.
Okay. Let's not be ridiculous. All right. We're on to our final question here. This will be an interesting one. What is the greatest video game sequel of all time? So number 2.
So it has to be number 2.
Yes.
Specifically.
We'll say, yeah, for this question, it'll have to be number 2.
I think I was considering A Link to the Past, but that's number 3, technically. Is Super Mario World is like not anything.
Oh, you're going way far back.
I have one in my head, and I'm just trying to make sure that that's not my answer.
What's in your head?
The Last of Us Part 2.
Okay. I mean, if you went technically by our top 50 games of all time,
It's The Last of Us Part 2.
it would be considered Last of Us
Yeah.
Part 2.
I mean, Hades 2 I haven't played yet. I think...
Silk Song!
Ooh. No, I mean, as much as I love Silk Song, after playing the first one again, it's like I like the first one more, and Silk Song's great, but I think Last of Us 2...
You have like Uncharted 2, Mass Effect 2,
I was
Assassin's Creed 2, you have that era.
Yeah, and like out of all those, I still land on Last of Us. I was going to ask you, do you like if you had to make that call, like Mass Effect 2 or Last of Us 2? Because like Mass Effect 2 is an answer that you'll get a lot of people to say. It's just not me. So to get it covered a little
Or
bit
like a
from
Red
you.
Dead Redemption 2.
Red Dead 2 is another
It's probably
one for you.
up there for me. Mass Effect 2 is a weird one because it was just such it's so old. Like I just don't remember very
And it's also
much.
part of it's probably...
I couldn't even remember more than 2 seconds ago in the show.
Right. and part of probably the charm of Mass Effect 2 is like what came before and also what comes after it. Like that adds into it a little bit.
I do get a little like mixing it with what happens in 3 since they're so connected. 2 is incredible though. That is hard. Dead Space 2 is another one that I love, but I don't think I would list as the greatest.
Yeah.
I mean again, this is a hot take.
I mean,
so
Resident Evil 2 is in the conversation.
this is a hot take, so don't overthink it. If we want to expand this into a larger discussion, we can bring it back as a thing.
I actually have a different answer.
Oh, okay.
I think
Okay.
Portal 2
Yeah.
is so
that was another
fucking
one.
good.
That's another one.
And it took what the first one was and like Portal 1 you can beat in what? 90 minutes? An hour?
Yeah.
Like if you know what you're doing. And Portal 2 is also a short game, but the way that they expanded upon like the narrative, the things you can do, the co-op, all of it, Portal 2 is such a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna
Acceptable answer.
I'm gonna say that's the answer. The Last of Us 2 is definitely a close runner up for me.
Okay. Good. Yeah, I like that answer. That's kind of out of nowhere. Cool.
Yeah.
Good job, John. That was the 6th question.
Ooh, Half-Life 2, not for me, but again, some people.
What's that?
Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
You're not a Half-Life 2 lover?
No, but again, I came to that game way after the fact. I played it in the orange box.
Yeah.
And so like a lot of it wasn't as novel at the time as it was when it came out.
You know what's kind of funny? You could make an argument that Nier Automata is a 2 because Nier and then that's the second one.
Yeah.
It's not. I know. It's not my answer. It's not my answer. Arkham City.
It's a tricky one. Yeah, Arkham City's
Silent
another
Hill
one out
2,
there.
Tony Hawk 2. There's a lot of. Oh my gosh, there's so many good. Street Fighter 2, Super Metroid. That's a good question, Nick.
I'm saying if we
I'm
wanna,
still landing on Portal 2, but
we could always bring the topic back and have a little bit more of a discussion around it if you really want to narrow it down, or
Yeah.
we could always do some kind of tournament structure.
Super Mario Galaxy 2. I was thinking it's about time I start to try and think of some dumb little game too. Not maybe a one that lasts a year long like the video game Battle Royale, but we could do some like sequel. I mean, it is March Madness too right now. We can do some elimination games maybe coming up soon. But yeah, what do you think? IGN has a list and they have Red Dead 2 listed at 1.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
it's not fair, but
yeah.
Again, I mean, I love Red Dead 2, but let's be honest, that game had infinite budget.
Right.
Like,
yeah, there's lots of things to consider.
But also that, Rockstar decided to apply an infinite budget to a Western is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That game is incredible that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. We're on to our final topic, John.
Yeah.
A listener email.
Listener email.
All right. This email comes from pal of the show, Freddie B.
Hello, Frederick.
Hot off of his trip that we talked about last time he wrote in.
Konnichiwa.
All right. We're not going to read the whole email. We'll kind of discuss the second half of it in general, but let's get into it. Hey, guys. Feels like the show has totally changed. John plays multiplayer games now, and Nick plays indies. I kid. It's been great hearing from both of you and what you're playing recently. Although I have to say, I sort of agree with Nick's take on...
What?
Sorry?
No, I was waiting.
Huh?
I didn't say anything.
Okay, let me finish the sentence. I'll start from there. Although I have to say, I sort of agree with Nick's take on Arc Raiders based on last week's combo. You should write in and expand on that one. I'd love to hear it, but I'm glad you think so.
Yeah, great. You guys can go play Marvel Rivals. It's fine.
That's right. So traveling back from Tokyo, I came to the thought that perhaps the Nintendo Switch is not great for traveling, specifically on an airplane. Imagine you're sitting in the middle seat in economy. The flight attendants have turned the cabin lights low and told everybody to shut their shades, but you aren't tired. What do? You try to dig into your backpack underneath you and pull out your carrying case, bumping your neighbor awkwardly, then turn your Switch on and the screen is like a lighthouse with its screen, so you feel terrible because you're probably waking up the person next to you. That was my attempt at trying to use my Nintendo Switch while traveling to and from Tokyo, and I came to the thought that in general, using your Switch on a plane might not be that great. And then it says, maybe I just... Did I delete some of this email already?
No, you're good. Maybe I just need to somehow...
No, I don't have that again.
Maybe I just need to somehow fly first class so I don't feel bad, but I'm not quite there yet. Anyways, what do you guys think? What do you guys do when traveling?
Okay, we can stop.
And then we'll stop there and there's more. Yeah, Freddie, we're kindred spirits, my man, because I am also that, like, I do not want to bother anybody when I'm in public. Which is
your Arc Raiders approach to real life.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm sorry. Ignore me. Don't worry about me. I'm sorry. So I get that. But I would also say that you don't owe people shit. Like, that's the side of me that I want to be more of, but I'm not. Where it's like, if they're going to go to sleep, flying on a plane is bring your noise canceling headphones, bring your eye mask if you need to sleep.
Your neck pillow.
Neck pillow. But at the end of the day, like, you want a game, buddy, you game. But I also agree in the same standpoint. Like, I can't do it either. It's
okay.
tough.
Well, what is your go-to on an extended flight?
So on an extended flight, just keep in mind, I've never flown more than 5 hours. That's the longest I've done.
Same here.
I'm a big book guy. I do dig books, and like, there's something nice about being on a flight reading because I don't have any other options, right? Like, a lot of times if I try and pull a book out at home, I get bothered by my kids. I go like, I don't really want to be doing this right now because I can play Resident Evil, and then I don't, so I don't read. But on a flight, it's kind of cathartic. Or, obviously I'm a movie guy, so I'll try and catch one or two movies that are on the flight. And I've even also brought my laptop to watch movies, but I've never done like the overnight flight thing. So like that would then get to me.
I was going to ask, like, yeah, if you're in this scenario, they turn off all the lights.
Yeah.
Are
Cause
you
like,
reading
you
then?
light on to read too. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I do have a Kindle, so like, it could kind of be like a low light level thing. I think though, Freddie, at the end of the day, I'll let Nick chime in here and I'll shut up, is that like, you do kind of got to just be like, look, man, I'm one of 120 on this plane. I've got my headphones on. Like, as long as you're not listening to the volume of your Switch out loud, right? As long as you're not doing that, I think you're doing nothing wrong.
Okay. Good.
But I get it.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I've never been in that situation either, but I'm also, I just read a book, like a physical book on flights typically, and then I either try to sleep, but I don't, so I just stare into space.
Yeah.
And then, or watch, a movie that maybe I haven't seen or something.
Yeah, like when I recently flew out to L.A., so that's about a 4-hour flight
L.A.
from the Midwest, and I watched Zodiac because like I saw it, I don't know,
There you
15,
go.
20 years ago, but I haven't seen it. Like it's a good time to be like, oh, I can rewatch a thing that I've forgotten because like I saw it, but I don't.
And takes place where you're going.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's San
California.
Francisco, yeah, California. So it was like, all right, a good way to just catch up on something. And there was like a good 2 or 3 movies I remember seeing. Like, okay, I could watch that or that or that, but you also can't just guarantee you're gonna find something you want to watch.
Right.
Everybody on my flight was watching The Materialist. Every single person. It was weird.
Gross.
Yeah,
It was terrible.
it was weird. Yeah. I mean, that's also not I've got a 15-hour flight, 12-hour flight from California to Tokyo.
Yeah.
That'd be a beast.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I mean, you have to plan to sleep on that flight, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm taking some drugs and sleeping on that one.
I'd try. I'm 6'3.5", so like I just it'd be it.
So
as
a
much as I
lot of
want to go to
drugs.
Japan, I'm that flight will be something.
A lot of drugs.
Yeah, it'll be something.
And then I don't know how Freddie felt, but like I'd be on like adrenaline high, like I'm about to go to like a dream destination.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
on another level of just excitement level. I'd probably be like wired.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like I just want to get there. I just want to get there. Oh my God, I'm doing it. I'm not coming back.
9.5 hours left. 9.5 hours left. Nine and a quarter hours left.
Yeah, oh God, that would eat me up because I do that on short flights. It's like
Yeah.
look at the clock and be like, oh, and then check 10 minutes later. Oh God,
Yeah.
we're not that far.
Yeah.
All right. Also, is that where this picks up?
Yes, the next word is also. I don't know what else you're about to say.
Also, John is an idiot. Yeah. He didn't say that. Also, I know you guys had asked to hear about Tokyo and my trip to the city. It was honestly one of my favorite vacations I have ever been on. The city was amazing. Food, people, architecture, culture, you name it. We were supposed to stay in Tokyo for 8 days, 7 nights with a day trip to Kamakura. Unfortunately, I got incredibly sick on day 4. So sick that I'm actually still sick now and had to go to urgent care to get some meds this past weekend. Totally bedridden for about a day and a half, so we ended up scratching the day trip and focusing solely on Tokyo. We stayed in Shibuya and were able to hop on the train to get to any neighborhood with ease. Shinjuku, Asakusa, Ginza. I'm going to butcher these.
I think you nailed those.
All right. We also went to Disney Tokyo as well for 2 days. I don't know. It was truly an
an incredible city. Below, I wrote up some longer thoughts about the city. Hopefully, you'll enjoy reading them. Lastly, I know you both said you want to go to Tokyo at some point. If you need help at all or have questions, feel free to let me know. I actually really enjoy travel planning and making all the itineraries for my wife and I and our friends. Shameless plug as well. My wife makes vlogs of some of our travels, so when the Tokyo one is ready, I'm happy to send it over. Anyways, sorry for the really long email, but I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for the show. Freddie then follows up with the most just awesome write-up about the things he did in Tokyo. And I got to say, Freddie, I don't know if you're a writer by trade or if like you've just gotten good at writing because like you do some of the writing for your wife's vlogs. I don't know. But it's really it's a really good write-up and well done.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it starts with this. We'll just read the start. Tokyo has captivated the minds of countless people for years now, and for good reason. It's a city that straddles the lines of modernity and traditionalism in such a way you can't quite believe it's possible. Like, goddamn.
Yeah, he's not just being like, I like Tokyo. It's got food, girls pretty.
I had ramen.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Freddie. Like taking the time to write all that. I don't know if you did it exclusively for us or not, but thank you for sharing, man. And he also included pictures and videos of his time too. And I got to just real quick here mention that last video of like, I don't know if you're on a train above the clouds with Fuji in the background. That's like the most majestic looking little thing I've ever seen. So that must have been sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I want Freddie to be my friend. You plan my trip and all that. That's like the part that stresses me out the most.
Luckily for you, Nick, I think Freddie is a friend. So he
You
said
just
so.
follow the show.
I got to say, though, man, how torturous would that be to be bedridden in Tokyo? You're like, get me the
This is my
fuck
worst nightmare.
out of here. I would, the definition of stir crazy. I'm just
Right.
like, I can't. Like, I'm here and I'm stuck. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, this is not exclusive to Tokyo. Just having to go to like a hospital or take care of yourself in a foreign country.
Yeah. No.
And you don't even know how bad is it going to get? Am I going to be here longer? And that's going to just fuck up your whole world if it's like, oh, I can't take my flight back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm too sick or whatever. It's like, fuck, like, I don't know where your head goes.
Like you call your family and say, I've died. Sorry.
Well, I'm saying that anyways, even though I'm not sick.
I'm dead.
I'm dead. I'm not coming back. I'm in Japan
Nick,
now.
you call my wife. I call your girlfriend. We take care of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just lost him. He's gone.
That's your performance?
Nick's
He's going to
gone.
see through that in 2 seconds.
I don't know, man. He's gone.
Okay.
He's not come home.
You're not convincing anybody.
That's the
Come
best
on
I
now.
can do. But yeah, I mean, yeah. Hopefully you get to go back, Freddie, because I mean, I know if you want to go, I'm sure Tokyo. Yeah, it was the coolest place ever. But I got to admit, if I went to Japan and I didn't get to go see some of like the Kyotos and the more like rural areas too,
Yes.
I'd be a little not disappointed, but just like I got to get back. Like so, hopefully you are able to take the time and get back out there.
I know.
But number one on our list, I've tried to tell Nick and some other people to like, hey, I've started a fund. I officially have money saved away for a Japan trip. It's not enough. It will be one day, but like we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
Gonna make it happen. I just want to eat some food in Japan.
Yeah, I just want to be there.
Yeah, I know.
I want to take in the culture and see the sights, and yeah, obviously the food would be.
Go buy a Hattori Hanzo sword.
Yeah, kill some
and-
Yakuza
Try and
members.
fly. He said Nick said that. I didn't.
I thought you were referencing Kill Bill.
Oh, I was, but I also just don't want to anger the Yakuza.
With the crazy eights.
They're gonna come after us.
Were they 88s or were
The
they
crazy 88. I don't know. A lot of references we're trying to pull out and not landing on.
Yeah, our brains are not functioning. Obviously,
It is the crazy 88. Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad I corrected it then. But no, great email. Yeah, obviously, so huge on our bucket list. I go so bad.
Happy that you got to go, Freddie. Freddie, you seem like the kind of guy, and if you next time you write in, send me a list of countries you've been to. You seem like the kind of guy that's like, yeah, I've been to 18 countries, and it's really awesome. I just want to know. You don't have to do it. It doesn't have to be a formal email, anything we can read on the show or anything.
Just write back 18.
Yeah, you nailed it. Because I'm the type of dude like that. I would get enjoyment out of traveling to any single country I think in this world, with rare exception of like I don't need to go to Somalia or the Middle East right now or anything like that. But like, oh, I'm going to Uruguay. What's that about? Oh, I'm going to India. Let's go check out all that stuff, even if it's going to be crazy. Like, just always interested in the different ways people live in the world. And for some reason, if your wife has a travel vlog, you guys have to have been to some places. So let us know. That's
Everywhere,
cool.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Have you been to Machu Picchu?
All right. Good stuff. Again, you can write in and be read on this show betweenthejoysticks@gmail.com. All right. Wow, we kept it under an hour
For now.
as of right now.
For now.
Yeah, you've been kind of quiet. You're no Steam updates from you. Nothing.
I do have a little Steam update.
You're not playing Resident Evil.
I'm not playing Resident Evil
You
very
piece
much.
of shit.
I am at 21% of it. Yeah, man. Well, the game that you and Freddie seems too boring to play. I mean, I just can't put it down. So that's unfortunate. And my friends are like my high school buddies are just.
No, I
Pal,
understand.
Pal of the show, Will, is just like we're texting each other all the time. Be like, you got keys? Like, where are we raiding tonight? What are we doing? It's stupid, but I love it. But no, the Steam Deck. People might have gotten like the impression last week that I was like not very crazy about it yet. Happy to report that like I think I have since like gotten bit by the mugenics bug. I understand the systems now. I kind of understand the flow of it. Learning my cats a little bit better, how it all operates, and so every night I've been actually like turning my PlayStation off a little extra early to be like, all right, I'm going to go try and do some eugenic stuff.
There you go.
Still got to say, I have no interest in like my brother-in-law keeps sending me all these like Reddit forums of like these are the different things you can do with your Steam Deck and all the shortcuts and modify your controls to do this. And it's like I don't want it. I don't want to do that stuff. It's crazy. It's just
Even in regards to Mugenics, I know like last week you mentioned he knows like how you can help with the controller issues.
Yeah, and I'm sure there probably is a way that's maybe a little bit better, but like I've also just gotten used to the way it plays and it's fine. Like I don't know. I just feel like the PC crowd love to just whittle things down to perfection for them, and that's great. I'm just not that guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
know?
the pro of the platform is customization.
Exactly. My brother-in-law, he's an engineer. He's always fiddling with something, and so it's like I feel like if he doesn't fiddle, he feels like he's leaving things on the table. Whereas like I don't want to fiddle, and I'm comfortable at the table.
Yeah, I just wanted to play this game on this thing.
And so like I
games.
mean, but I've started to get quick with the moving the things where I need to move the things, and it's fine. It's not a big deal. But yeah, Mugenics is great. Haven't really done much more than that though. Just trying to stay focused on that.
That's enough.
Yeah, and and yeah, playing Orc Raiders like a buffoon.
Okay. Yeah, that's just not dying. It is better with keys. I've been playing a little bit here, and when you have keys, that loot thing that I mentioned, it's like almost all. If you can get there before somebody else raids it, like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
There's always like at least there's so many good guarantees in those places that. Yeah, if you have keys, it's great to get with a group of guys and just go through all your keys. Just hit every map and just go right to the key locations because you're guaranteed to get that good loot.
Yep. Yeah, and I've just started to actually like take a little bit of time to research quests and to research like, okay, I'm looking for a Wolfpack grenade blueprint right now. Apparently that's the grenade that takes down big arcs, right? Like you throw the grenade out and then it throws out 12 different missiles that just heat seek onto.
I found one, but not the blueprint, the grenade itself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's an epic grenade, and I'm like, I don't want to use it.
Yes, and so that's the one
it.
like that mixed with the Hull Cracker is like the unlock to be like, okay, now we can take on bastions and bombardiers and maybe even take on the matriarch. So, but you can only find those on night raids in residential areas. So like starting to learn, like, okay, I'm trying to actually progress myself to this point. Like Will and I have told each other, it's like, we're getting the platinum. Like we're going to do it or try to.
Don't you think it's like level 70?
You just have to get to level 75. So like it's nothing that I'm mainlining, but
right,
if I can
it's
just
a potential.
If I can just stay into it and like the loop enough to just continue, and
because I feel like if you get that one, you're pretty close.
Yeah, that's what
you're hitting all the other ones.
That's what everybody says is like it's level 75 and it's killing the queen. Like those are the two of like you got to put in a little bit of work to get.
Right.
Everything else happens naturally. So, yeah, man. As you can tell by the way I talk about things, I still like it. So.
I forgot. I was going to ask you something, and then I forgot.
Yes, it probably will be my game of the year.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make that statement yet.
Yeah, I don't remember what I was going to ask you. Oh, well, whatever. It'll come to me later.
Yep.
But, all right. On my side, yeah, I'm curious what Crimson Desert does. If it reviews well tomorrow, hits that 85 and above would be like day one probably.
Yeah.
Maybe if it hits like if it's a low 80s, maybe wait for a minute
well, that's when you start to be like, okay, what are the issues?
Right.
You know, is it just bugs and I just got to wait for a couple
right.
patches? Then cool.
Right.
Or
because Space Marine 2 is getting added to Extra, and I want to check that game out. That looks
this
fun.
Thursday?
I think it's today.
Is it today?
Yeah, today on PlayStation. So that'll be interesting to check out.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna download that one too, and like if it's one that you start playing, you're like, this would be really fun with co-op, then let me know, and
okay,
we'll go through.
Okay.
At least check it out. I'm not committing to a full playthrough or anything. But.
Fair enough. So yeah, we might have some more. Next episode might be game heavy. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, give us some news, PlayStation or video game world.
Wasn't enough the last couple weeks.
No.
What news are you waiting for?
I want more leadership people to get fired.
Ooh,
I'm just kidding.
John's out for blood.
Yeah. I could use I don't know, Sean Layden returns and just runs PlayStation again. That'd be great.
All joking aside, is there a news item you're particularly like a release date or?
No, I don't.
Like
I
outside
think,
of like a Hades 2 release date would be great.
I think it's just like, even though despite today being a horrible weather day, it's like the weather's getting warmer, which signals to me like that spring thing, which signals like E3. It's just I can feel myself starting to like.
You're getting the cart before the horse.
Maybe
You're ready mentally.
Maybe
to be in June.
if you want to phrase it that way.
If you want to be in June already.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to be excited. I want to know when the next, I don't know, just the next huge game that I'm looking forward to, because I know Saros is that, but what's after that? That's what I want for me.
It's gonna be a minute. I'm gonna say Hades 2 at some point.
Yeah, I could play that right now if I want to, which is stupid.
Yeah. How strong is that poll?
0.
Oh,
I can ignore it. It's weird. It's so weird. Like I just go, yeah, $30. I don't need it.
It's because you want to match that platinum you have on.
Yeah, but I also did beat Hades on Switch and then platinum it again on PlayStation. So like the first one. So I could do that again, but
I wouldn't do that.
yeah, I'm not going to.
You have enough to play.
I'm breeding cats.
Yeah.
Trying not to have inbred cats.
Yeah, quit inbreeding them.
No, so you get the good stuff. Little cat that's just a big puddle of goo.
Gross.
Yeah.
All right. It's a good episode. Good catching up.
Yeah. Thanks for helping us out, Freddie.
Yeah. Again, great email. That'll be an all-time email. That'll be a hard one to beat.
Yeah.
Documenting an entire trip to another country, and a country that's very high on our list of countries to visit. So
It's not very high, Nick. It's number 1.
okay, number one, number one.
Easily.
Fair enough. All right, that's it for the show. We love you out there. Thank you for listening. Take care of yourself, and we will be back next week with Up to 6 Things. Bye.
See ya.